Hi, and welcome to Three Questions With. Today, I got my buddy Roger with us. I want to talk a little bit about IT security and IT risk in this segment. Roger, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kevin, for inviting me.
So, Roger, I asked you to come on the show because I was thinking about you. I was thinking back to my bank days, and I was the IT guy because I sat closest to the server and I knew it was a server. And that was just downright scary, Roger, because what would happen is vendors would come in and they're like, Kev, you need this component. Okay, so you look at it. In some cases, they would tell me, hey, the bank down the street that's 20 or 50 times my size has it. Like, Roger, that's more money than the bank will make in the next 5 years.
Exactly.
You have a more affordable version. But every time I made a decision, I prayed that I was right. You know, how do I know this company's telling me what I need? That's a legitimate concern, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, what's changed now is that all business owners have to evaluate their risk, right? Not just their business risk and what's happening in the economy today with the pandemic and everything, but also their technology risk. Everybody's using technology. And if a business owner is not understanding their risk to their business, and, back to your bank example, like there's a lot of banking risk, but there's also the technology risk. They have to understand it in order to make good decisions about their business.
But the challenge for a lot of the people is like, well, Roger, we have an IT person and we put all of our faith in this IT person, and maybe they have the skills they need, but most people can't understand it all. They can't be a really good, network guy, really good security person. It's too much to expect from anyone. But God forbid, when Roger comes in your office and says, hey, Kev, I'm quitting, and Roger is my one and only IT person, that risk is astronomical. And we kind of just deny it. Like, Roger's happy, he's staying forever.
Exactly. And we're seeing, labor shortages in every industry all over the place now, right? It doesn't matter what industry you're at or who you're working for. I mean, from the Home Depots to McDonald's to your company, labor shortages are huge now. And so I think it's important, Kevin, that business owners know that they should be partnering with technology firms, just like partnering with law firms and HR firms and others to get good sound advice. And when you're looking at your risk of technology, one of your risks is the people leaving, right? Or maybe, getting sick, not just leaving, but not being available, right? And that's happening now. So partnering now with a firm while you still have staff is an excellent choice. So you can have somebody, a sounding board, to help you manage your risk. Think of it as what we call in the industry virtual CIO, or a chief information officer skill set that you might not have in-house. So you can talk about that risk, you can talk about strategies. And then you have a partner that if something, God forbid, happens with your IT person or your team, you have somebody who can help out and step in really quickly, and you're not scrambling at the last minute.
I also like it, Roger, for the sanity check, because I know it's happened to me. My boss would be like, are we secure? And you're like, well, to the best of my knowledge, we are. But why not bring in someone like you to say, okay, let's do some testing. Let's see if it really is as secure as we think it is, because I'm going off of maybe something I've read, or God forbid, I watched a YouTube video of how to set up my VPN, and I didn't do it right. So sometimes just having somebody come in and test the systems is helpful too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's important, along our theme that we've been talking about, risk management, is for business owners to understand, look, there's always going to be technology risks and always going to be cybersecurity issues that you have to manage. And it's not a manage if you're protected. What we've learned in the pandemic, if you will, with COVID, is that, even if you're protected, you can still get sick, you can still be affected by it, whether it's the economy, your people, yourself, your family. It's the same thing in technology. You can have all the controls in place and you can still be affected. You can still get attacked. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. So we've been working really hard with business owners, small and large, to really help them manage that risk, that they're protected and that they can recover if something happens, whether it's people leaving, whether it's ransomware, whether it's a virus, doesn't matter, or even maybe just, a major outage, from a power outage or snowstorm. technology goes down, we want to make sure that you can recover and you have that continuity in your technology.
Roger, you mentioned something new to me this morning before we started recording about insurance companies wanting to make sure you have proper policies and procedures in place before they're going to issue you insurance to protect you. Talk a little bit more about that, because that's really new to me.
Yeah, so we're not an insurance provider at all, but every company, including BNMC, has insurance. We have technology, we have errors and omission insurance, liability insurance, and now cybersecurity insurance. And what the insurance companies are doing is they're talking to every company, no matter what the industry is, to make sure you have certain protection in place in your technology before they'll cover you, and write the insurance policy. It started with the banking and healthcare industry, and it's come down to everybody now. So we've been working with all of our customers and prospects to not only help them respond to the insurance companies, but make sure that they're proactive, that they know what's coming down the pike. And it's not just having a little antivirus or a firewall anymore. It's once again, understanding your risks and having the protection in place, so that when the insurance companies ask you, hey, do you have this? You can confidently say, yes, we understand our risks, we're protected, we're working with firms, and we've met all the check boxes that the insurance companies are looking for.
It's really interesting, because when you first said it, I was like, wow. But also I really liked it too, because it's causing the company to step back and say, okay, are we, do we have everything in place?
Right.
Sometimes, like I said, just a simple thing, like, oh my God, this person's our key IT person, and they've been out for a couple of weeks because they got sick, and nobody else really knows that. And you're like, Roger, I understand that you're really sick, but can you answer this question? Because we've all been in that situation. So having that plan in place, okay, this is what's going to happen. Because again, I don't like to sell fear, Roger, but it is when it happens, not if. It's when it happens.
Exactly.
One of us. So hey, I thought it out. This is exactly what we're going to do, and we've tested the plan. It will work if this needs to happen.
Years ago, we did business continuity and disaster recovery planning, and we've been talking about that every single year. And we think about, oh, we're going to have a fire, or we have a server crash or something like that. But nowadays, it's really as much as people getting sick or not being available, and that can cause a disaster in the firm. So we want to make sure that the business owners and our customers have that business continuity plan. Disaster recovery, a disaster can take many forms now, and it can be an attack, a ransomware attack. It could be somebody getting sick. It could be, the snowstorm and the power outage. And so it doesn't actually have to be, the server crashing anymore. And especially with people out in the cloud, we've removed a lot of that risk, but there's still issues and things that people have to address. We're happy to work with companies about that.
So Roger, what's the best way for people to reach out to you? How can they learn more?
Yeah, so you can reach out to myself. You can go to our website, which is www.bnmc.net. That's Brady Network Management Corporation.net. Or you can send an email to roger@bnmc.net. And you can call us at 978-482-2020. We're located in Woburn and Nashua, New Hampshire.
Awesome. Roger, I appreciate you taking a few moments to call into the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Thanks for inviting us on, and glad to talk today.
Awesome.